welcome to my ISM. I decided to make a website because I wanted it to be a little bit more interactive and more immersive for the audience. So, oh, it's here. Okay, great. Welcome to the Jessica portfolio. My driving question is, how can the integration of sculptural nail art and experimental makeup techniques enhance creative expression, save money, and contribute to a cohesive visual aesthetic for fashion photography? It's kind of a long driving question, and the project has had a lot of shifts throughout the year, but this website is intended to showcase everything that I've done throughout the year and also my final product. So what is this project? I've always considered myself quite a creative individual, and as I've gotten older, I've had less of an opportunity to explore some of those more creative sides of myself. So having ISM this year, I wanted to take advantage of, I wanted to give myself a reason to explore some of the things I usually wouldn't be able to because I don't have the time. And the reason I wanted to drive my focus towards fashion and nails was because it's kind of an interlink to what I did for my ISM last year, which was building a fashion business, which is still in the making. And nails and creative direction in general is something that I've been wanting to pay attention to more because I am a one-man show. Like, it's just me, and I don't have the budget or money to hire anyone else. And also I thought that, by focusing on nails and hair and these kinds of things that I would usually consider for a shoot, I could save money in my own life too. So it's not just the business, it's also in my own personal life. And makeup, so makeup I think is a big thing that I like doing in my own time, and I like to have fun with it. And I have worked on set before as well. My older sister used to be a photographer, and she would do different photography sets sometimes, and I'll work behind the scenes with her. And sometimes I've helped out with makeup, and I've also done charity show makeup. So I felt like having a bigger, more well-rounded question is beneficial, I guess. So this is my little introduction. Okay, we're not going to go there yet. Let us talk about. Okay. My 3 project goals for this. The first one is to have and to develop complete fashion looks. Basically having 5 to 10 cohesive fashion looks that effectively showcase some kind of technical skill in makeup and nail art, and integrating them with the clothing pieces that I hope to have made, which didn't happen, but regardless, that is the first goal. The second goal is building a comprehensive brand guide, just essentially taking this project and creating a final product that can help me in my creative direction, whether it's having some kind of reference for color blocking, color theory, anything that can, my own tips for myself, and just any creative process that can showcase, I guess, what I did throughout the year. The third one is just to enhance technical skills. How can I improve and further my learning when it comes to, I guess, creative direction and approaching different creative media. So those are my 3 goals, and of course I did 3 different interviews with 3 wonderful people in my life. The first person I interviewed was Ying. Ying is a nail technician here, and she has been my living nail tech for 3 years, and she has been in training to become a actual educator. She wants to be teaching that in the future. So naturally, I found it very convenient to interview her. It's a long interview, but basically some of the takeaways is, the questions I asked her were essentially just, how can I improve my skill and what should I focus on to get into nails? Because, fun fact, I couldn't even paint my nails a couple years ago. It was bad. That's why I had a nail tech that I went to constantly, but I realized how much money I was spending, and it was just not ideal. So I wanted to take on this problem of mine and confront it. And so I asked her, what should I focus on? And so the first thing that she said was, learn how to prep your nails, learn how to be patient, and fundamentally don't be afraid to fail, because you are going to inevitably fail. And a lot of the other questions I had were just basically how she got, what was her journey into becoming successful. And she mentioned to me that it it took her 4 years to self-teach herself in order to become anything, really. It's normal that, whenever you take on a new hobby, it's like a 4-year cycle. The first 2 years are kind of lost. The third year, you're kind of getting better. And the fourth year, that's when you really flourish. And so that was really nice and a good reminder. The second person I interviewed is Ivan, or Taku, whatever. He goes by 2 different names. But he is a dear friend of mine, and I wanted to interview him because he released a zine this year under an alias, and I wanted some inspiration for my second goal, which was to create, obviously, like some kind of, to create a brand guide, and I wanted to figure out how he laid everything out and how he published it and everything. So he walked me through his process, which it was kind of hard to get him to talk, but the process was essentially using applications like Adobe Illustrator, Procreate, Photoshop, and having those applications and kind of throwing things together, because what I learned from this interview is he didn't really go in with too much thought. He just kind of let it happen, and then obviously he had the great platforms to use, so he had a lot of creative freedom with that. So that was my takeaway for his interview. And then, of course, An Yang, she has been my mentor for so long now. She's the co-owner of a really great brand here called Yat Pit, and she's worked as a designer for all of her life. So she's been teaching me for many years, which is why this interview is a little bit more informal. But I wanted to ask her, like, how did you focus, and like, what did you focus on when it came to creative direction in your collections? And she was also essentially saying that we tried to spend as little money as possible on creative direction. She really emphasized like being around creative people and like people that were already in the industry, if you happened to know anyone, and befriending those people can actually help you, or they can help you produce some of those like ideas and images, and they could help direct. So she talks a lot about her group that kind of helped her create a lot of the visions that she had. It's not like she paid anyone to do it. It was just, it's a big supportive community, especially in Hong Kong. That's the interviews. Okay. Portfolio. Sorry, give me a moment. Okay, cool. There's a lot of stuff in here. Let's go through my Padlet first, because the Padlet is everything that I've done throughout the year before I did a final shoot. I kicked off this project focusing on nails, because that was my weakest point, and it's the one aspect that I really just wasn't comfortable with. So I tried to do a lot of nail stuff, and it was really a struggle, and I won't lie, some of these have been done with the help of others. I did have to run to my nail tech several times throughout this project because my nail fell off, my skin is bleeding, or I don't know, something disastrous. And so over time, I got a little bit better, still wasn't very great. And I kind of tried to dip a little bit more into makeup at this point because I was having too many problems. My nail drill broke, which was very expensive and definitely hindered the process a lot. I was kind of starting to give up, and also the time it would take. It would take so long. I would have to essentially block out an entire day to do one set of nails. Otherwise, I would be stressed out at like midnight, like I can't finish this, it's so bad. So I ended up kind of pushing that aside a little bit, and I started focusing on makeup, which is something I like doing a lot, and that's for Halloween. That's a look I did for Halloween. And this is just some documentation that I've done throughout the year. Oh, by the way, this green one is like bacteria inspired, which I thought was interesting. And yeah, this is a Christmas set I did with my nail tech. Basically what would happen with this collab situation is that she would do one hand for me, and then she would expect me to be able to pull it off on the other hand, and if it really looked terrible, she would fix it up for me. That was essentially the learning situation. So yeah, throughout the year, I guess after I finished all of that, I realized that nails were just not available. Like, it's not something I could really focus on with the amount of things that I have in my life going on. So I decided I'm gonna just continue with makeup because it's something that's kind of in my comfort zone, and I know the most about, so it would be easy to kind of redirect my final product or like my final project to be more makeup oriented than nail oriented. So that leads me to, oh, hold on. Oh, how do I go back? How do I go? Oh, sorry, let's go back. So I decided for my final project, I wanted to do a photo shoot because at this point I was quite lost and I felt like I wasn't making very much progress. So I decided, how about I do a little impromptu photo shoot that can showcase how I've improved throughout the year. And that started with a lot of planning. And although it was last minute, last Sunday, I did plan a lot of it out. And so this is the references that I did for the shoot. I'm a complete amateur. I've never been in front of a camera. So this was quite a nerve-wracking experience for me. And because of that, I wanted to create like mood boards for it. My objective for this shoot was to have two cohesive looks that showcase two different styles. And the first one that I came up with is called the Aloan. I like to name things after names, like people's names that I feel like, because it's kind of like an alter ego in a way, and if you're in front of a camera and there's a name that you've given yourself according to a certain look, I feel like you can embody that character more. So this is the first one, which is the Aloan, and I wanted it to be quite spring, and I wanted it to be quite ethereal, almost light colors, and just a very glowy base. That was kind of what I wanted for my first look. And then the second look, sorry, it's kind of small. This is the Ravina. It's something that's a little bit more in my comfort zone. I wanted to do something quite dark, and yeah, I explain a little bit more in the video I'm about to show you, but this was the little mood board I set up for myself and the photographer that I worked with. And then these are like posing references. I've never posed really in front of a camera before, so for me, I needed to create this for myself, otherwise I'd be lost and I wouldn't know what I was doing. So this was very essential and a very big part of the project. Let's go back. Okay, let's look at the vlog I shot. So I shot a vlog, kind of, not really. It's a vlog, but it's mostly just me doing my makeup during the shoot. We didn't have a third person to help us shoot B-roll footage, so it really was just me with my phone up and recording myself. And this is a little bit of a silly thing, but I thought you guys wanted to see something else other than hear me talk. Oh, that is not good. Sorry, guys. My phone? Oh, yes, actually. Oh, it's right here. I apologize. I need you to see this video because I spent so long editing it. Share. Okay, should be good. Oh, oh, enjoy. Browse for spot concealer for the skin before I do foundation. The base is so important. Sometimes you can see it. Feel like blending it out. Okay, I didn't put any captions in, so I'm doing my base, putting on some eyeshadow. Yay! I'm laying down just like a pink base because I wanted to create like a purple hue, and then glitter. Eyeliner. Okay.
Oh my god. I feel like with a mermaid.
Oh, yes, you do. Okay.
It's good though, I love it. Back. We're gonna do look 2.
Sorry, I didn't really take very much footage of like the actual shooting.
What I can salvage from this.
I was on a time restraint, so I didn't have very much time to redo everything.
Come on, look color. Eyebrows no more.
Why did I do this?
I mean, the whole point of this look is it's supposed to give like lived in, like grunge. I cried a river yesterday and I didn't take my makeup off and like, you know. Very skin, yeah, like Effie Stoneham. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. I'm Mr. Brightside. Okay, let me wash my face and go shoot this.
Yay, this is the only video I took of myself throughout the entire thing.
Hi, we're setting up for this look. I don't think so. This is gonna be like the worst vlog ever. Like the vlog.
That's true.
Hands on the knees of Angelina Jolie. Hands on the knees. The witch has arrived.
It was really dark. You couldn't see anything. We were shooting with flash.
But that's okay. Hi. This is post-shoot. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I never want to do this again. So I hope that you found some of that footage I'm using. I didn't think I could actually pull it off, but I did. And we have about 100 photos that we can use, which is great. And we have 300 in total. We did about 2 different outfit changes for each look, which was kind of fun. Overall, it went really smoothly, and I liked it, and I enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you very much.
We're not done yet. Okay, yeah, we're done. All right, cute. Okay, I hope that was entertaining. How do I go back? I hope that was entertaining for you guys. That was it was 2 hours of footage that I had to just cut down to some like funny moments, and I wanted it to be digestible, so I cut it down a lot. Okay. Let's look at the pictures. That's the best part, right? Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay, so look 1. By the way, I edited all of these photos myself, and this was my first time using Lightroom, so don't kill me. But this is the Alohan. And these were really fun to shoot. We were kind of lost to begin with, but I really loved these photos, and I think I did a good job editing them too. So yeah, these are some of the photos. And yeah, I don't know what else to say other than these are the photos. And then look 2 is the Ravina, which is like my favorite personally. I also edited these. Yeah, admire, sit and admire. That's your job right now. I'm admiring. Yes. Yes. So I felt like this one was giving very much like indie sleaze, which is kind of the goal here. yeah, those are the photos. A pod, yeah. And then like, we took a little bit of behind the scenes as well, so you can actually see like me filming the stupid vlog. Like this setup was so bad. We were shooting in a bar, so like I had nothing to work with. I mean, we were really working with absolutely nothing because I spent the total of $0 on this project. So, yeah, that's the photos. That's it. Okay, yes. And I guess there's a couple more things I want to quickly touch on before I end this. I do want to talk a little bit about the inspirations that I used during this process, like this whole process, and the things that I found the most valuable throughout this project. First one is Making Faces by Kevin Aucoin. He's a legend in the makeup space, and this was probably one of my biggest saving graces in this project. It is a practical guidebook of everything you need to know from all of the most iconic looks from the 80s to 90s. You've got Cher in there, you've got like Kate Moss in there, you've got Winona Ryder. I'll just put the microphone down and show you quickly. It's like this, where like you see the face, like the final look, and then it'll take you through kind of like a guide a little bit. So super helpful and amazing, and he puts in a lot of his own personal techniques that he used throughout those years. So that was great, and I think if you like makeup, you should get it too. It's one of the best books ever. The second thing that really inspired me was the Ismaya Beauty campaigns. Ismaya French owns this beauty company called Ismaya Beauty. Ismaya French is a little bit more of a modern icon, I guess, in the space, and even though her brand, I guess, image has kind of shifted a lot, her campaigns are amazing and very like bound breaking, and I really love her work, so I think that she inspired me a lot for sure. And then of course the two platforms I use for like generating ideas and trying to discover new artists to kind of look at is Pinterest and Cosmos. Cosmos? Whatever. Pinterest is like, I think everyone knows Pinterest. I'm not even gonna get through that, but a lot of times like makeup artists will upload their own stuff and it's always nice to look at. And then Cosmos is kind of like a more refined version of Pinterest. It's definitely more catered towards professional designers and people that work in the creative scene. It's really helpful because everything's copyrighted and you can buy the actual image. So yeah, those are some of the inspirations I used. Finally, I want to thank all the people that helped me for this project. Thank you to Shannon, to Anying, to Taku, to Ying, and the entire ISM team for making this happen and supporting me and everything. I think this project was kind of terrible, but great at the same time. Like, it was very challenging for me, I think. Obviously, giving up and putting aside the nails made me feel a little bit of a failure, but I didn't have enough time to really flourish at it, and I needed to focus on something, and I wanted to bring in a final product so that you guys can like obviously look at it and be like, ooh, ah, you know what I mean? So I wanted to focus on something that I was better at and that I enjoyed doing a lot more, which is makeup, obviously, and I was so proud of myself for like directing and appearing and then doing my own makeup in my own little shoot that I created for myself. I was very proud of that and like very happy with the results. I wish I would have just focused on that from the start because I think I would have had more content to put out to you guys. Of course, like you saw my Padlet progress and everything, but it's very informal and I wanted to have a bigger portfolio to share with you guys. And regarding my goals, I don't know if I really succeeded at all of them entirely. I think in terms of technical skill, I did get better. I think that I wasn't able to create like a brand guide because that kind of, I guess my focus really shifted the middle of this year or last year, something like that. And I just couldn't, I just couldn't focus on that anymore. So I guess the equivalent to that brand guide, I guess, is like the little planning mood board, little video I did. I guess it's kind of makes up for it. And then of course the first one, have 5 to 10 looks. Like I was ever gonna do that? No. I had 4 looks though. I mean, I seen in the photos there were 4 looks there, so kind of. And I think I did okay. Also put my little playlist there in case you're wondering. Okay, great, thank you. That's it.
Question. Any questions? We have time for 3. Let's go Catherine first.
Thank you for your presentation. I just want to ask, were there any like kind of like theme and inspiration when you choose the color for your makeup, or like why do you choose these specific designs for your theme in your photo shoots?
I didn't. I winged it. On the day, I winged it. I had that mood board made to be kind of as like an approximate reference. I didn't plan anything. I didn't do anything the night before. I just sat down. I organized everything, and I was just like, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to figure it out. And I think by doing that, you get to exercise that creativity a bit more, because you're not just copying somebody else's pre-existing work. By creating kind of on the spot, it's more challenging, but I think it's more worth it, and you're more proud of the outcome when it goes right. I guess that's my take. Any other questions?
I love your music taste, by the way. I heard the Pierce the Veil.
That's not mine playlist. I don't like that music. But my friend played it because her phone died, but yeah.
Was your shoot inspired by any sort of songs in particular?
Was my shoot inspired by songs? Yeah. I mean, I guess that playlist was the playlist I made down here. I guess that was a good little encouragement, but I wouldn't say it's based off of anything. I think it's just based off 2 looks that I decided I wanted to do, like one, because it's like springtime, summer, and I wanted to have one look that kind of embodied the season we were in. And then the other one is just something I was comfortable with, like doing a bit of a darker look. That's something I've always liked. And whenever I first got into makeup, I loved like traditional goth makeup. That was kind of something I've always been into. And so this is obviously a more modernized version of it, but that's why I had 2 different looks. But it wasn't music related, really. It was just, yeah. Thanks for asking. Okay, cool, that's great.